Last episode we focused on the serious business of keeping up with your studies online. Today we're looking at something a little more fun, connecting with friends. I know most of you could probably teach me about the latest platforms for messaging and video chat, so I won't waste my breath explaining the difference between Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp and FaceTime. Instead, I'm going to focus on the tasks you can do using these platforms. After all, just sitting there facing a camera and talking does get boring eventually, doesn't it? Even when it's your BFF you're fast-timing with. Many of our regular social interactions take place in cafes and restaurants, so my first suggestion is to have a coffee or a dinner date. Having a meal or a coffee with a friend is relaxing, it helps the conversation to flow. And it isn't just a leisure activity, you're working or studying, and having lunch with a colleague is often a big factor in staying sane and happy at work or school. Just because you're at home doesn't mean you have to give up this pleasure. Make a coffee, lunch or dinner date with your bestie. You could even plan to cook the same meal. Start the video chat while you're preparing your food, and then once the meal is done, sit down together and savor your food with your chosen companion. Why not listen to the same music? Open a bottle of wine and talk about the food, your day, and your plans for when the world goes back to normal. Exercise is another experience that we commonly share with our mates. This doesn't have to stop now, in fact connecting over exercise is probably more important than ever as many of us are walking much less. Using a video platform like Skype or Zoom while you work out can be both bonding and motivating. You'll need to get a bit creative with camera placement, so you can see each other, and if you're following an online workout you might find it easier to have two devices, one for the workout video and the other for your call. Don't worry too much about getting the camera angle or the workout exactly right, it's about connection, not perfection. Encourage your buddy to push themselves and make sure there are plenty of laughs, and whatever you do, don't forget the cool down stretches. With a bit of thought it's possible to turn almost every face-to-face activity into a virtual one. You can play games together using Jackbox games, Tabletopia or even organize an old-fashioned RPG like Dungeons and Dragons. You can do arts and crafts together using Skype, have a karaoke session using Smule, and with a cool plug-in for Chrome, you can even host a Netflix watch party that allows you to synchronize a film, and even pause to chat about a plot twist. And while it isn't quite the same, your friends will thank you for it, because there's nothing quite like being a comrade in tough times to strengthen your friendships. Before I end today's episode, did you notice how many synonyms for the word friend I used in this talk? I counted 7: BFF, colleague, bestie, companion, mate, buddy, comrade, and I'm sure you know at least a couple more. Okay everyone, that's all for today's episode of Learn English from Home. Thanks for listening and please, stay safe everyone.